Our next video topic, the person says, in your FMK businessman mentality, you have more ego and you want to release material that pleases the dollar. I don't know. Do I have more ego? I think in this business world, you need the ego in order to survive. Without the ego in this business world, you're not going to survive. So when I have this business, this physical location, it doesn't come for free. I need to pay the rent, I need to pay the utilities, I need to make money to support my family. I need to make money. So to make money, I need to make use of my ego in order to make a living. There's no way around it. So if there's a job, the fact of you applying and handing your resume and having your name on the resume and specifying all your accomplishments and all the things that you've done in your life, your experiences, that's basically exemplifying your ego. And that's necessary for business. You cannot get around it. So if I don't have enough money to pay the rent here, pay the utilities, if I don't have enough money to support my family, then I wouldn't even be making videos because I'm so busy working. I mean, so for example, if I went back into the police field, I'd be so preoccupied with that occupation that I won't even be able to make videos. And it's just due to the nature of my employment, I wouldn't even be allowed to make videos because it's I'm exposing too much of my personal life. So the ego is necessary for business, and that's why there's no way around it. I'm not living, under the roof of my parents, or being dependent on my parents or other people, where I could just not worry about this stuff. I gotta support my family, so the ego has to be there. It's there to make money, essentially. And I want to release material that pleases the dollar. I'm basically just answering people's questions. That's all I'm doing, and being honest with my with my expression. And I just like making videos. It's not really all revolved around pleasing the dollar. Sometimes I make some videos that that are touching on topics that may hold interest to the general population. But I don't have as much time to make videos as I used to in the past, because I'm training more now, and I got a lot of home responsibilities. So a lot of my videos are more based on just answering people's questions, responding back to messages. And I try not to purposefully create too much controversy, because there's already so much controversy that I've created. But this is how I feel at this moment, and I learned through life. I learned through my experiences, and there's a reason why I had to change, because what I was doing before wasn't working, and that's how people grow. Is you learn to adapt, you learn to change. So it is what it is. Now this guy's going into stuff where saying at times your view of the martial arts can lead people astray. The newer videos and give them guilt and why they practice certain martial arts styles. I don't know exactly where he's getting at with that. But I got so many videos out there. It's not about what's new or old. Almost anything could lead people astray that I make, and almost anything, or there's a lot of material that could lead people towards the way, and some material that could confuse people. That's unavoidable, especially with the amount of material I have out there. It's not like I have one video or even 5 videos. I mean, I got over 8,000 videos, and none of it is not there. It's not supposed to be consistent. It's just supposed to be relevant to the moment of when I made that video. And I'm not here for consistency, because consistency is not the truth. There's positives and negatives and everything, and the truth is not clear cut. It's something that you got to figure out within yourself. And I feel that I offer perspectives in various different aspects. I try to go over the good and the bad of everything, so that people can see more of the whole picture, opposed to just purposefully manipulating the message in order to point towards the same direction in each video. I try to just be honest with my expression. I'm just basically toning it down just a little bit as far as like the way I say certain things, but it comes back to the same point. Like, truth is not like consistent. Truth is just, it's just real. It's just what it is, and not aiming to have consistency. So therefore, there will be videos that will confuse people, but it's inevitable in what I do. You do what is best for growing FMK and leaving out the spiritual. Are you intentionally leaving out the spiritual because it's best for the FMK business? Am I leaving out the spiritual because it's best for the FMK business? I feel through my life experiences, through my experiences teaching, the people I noticed, it's almost like these people that knock on your door, that are promoting and trying to get you to go to church, or these people that are called like Jehovah's Witnesses, or people that are trying to push God onto you and push religion onto you. It gets annoying, and people are repelled by that. They're like trained to just kind of like disregard that, and I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want people to feel like they're pushed into anything. I want people to just kind of I'm adapting to the people in a way, rather than having them conform to my ways. I'm just adapting to them, and just like I just have more of a customer service mentality at this moment. Because I feel that that's the best thing to do right now. And people are here, you know, all it takes is just one person. Like you training, if you're teaching 5 people, all it takes is just one person that doesn't want anything to do with that spiritual, that's gonna change the atmosphere of that room, or the way that I teach. Because it's just like this, you know, say you got 5 people in a room and then one person you can't trust, then you can't really teach, like, you know, you can't really be too open. Or say, you know, you got 5 people in a room, everybody's, you know, you got 5 people in a room, but then there's one, like, police officer in there, or somebody that's, like, watching you, your every move. You gotta be careful in how you teach. So, basically, it's just inevitable, you know, that there's a sacrifice, you know, in order to make the business grow. You have to adapt to the customers. If you don't, then you're not gonna make enough money to support the school. And without money to support the school shuts down, and then nobody benefits. So you have to adapt to the customers until you're sustainable, and then you could kind of adjust at that moment when you're sustainable. And that's just the way it is. So another aspect is, I don't want to be in a position of where I'm becoming somebody's spiritual guide when that's not what they're looking for. Like, I'd rather just let the people, I mean, they're adults, they can make their own mistakes and they can learn from their own life experiences. I see that a lot of people are very resistant to having somebody come into their lives and judge their personal lives outside of the school. You know, they're not looking to me for that. They're looking to me for something else. You know, it's mainly like, you know, help them get fit, help them learn some basic self-defense. But they're not looking for me to run their lives. They don't need that. They already have, like, their parents and the law to do all that. They don't need me to come in there and tell them, you know, this is the way that you should live. I think that that's it's a breach upon their freedom, and I don't want to do that. You know, I value people's freedom, and I want them to be free. Unless they specifically say, hey, you know, I want your guidance spiritually, and I want you to kind of, you know, lead me towards the way. But if that's not what they're looking for, I'm not going to do it. And over 90% of the people, or 80% at least 80% of the people, they're not looking for that. Maybe like 20%, that's what they're looking for, but maybe 80%. And 80% is a big number. 80% is the business, sustainability. So being a spiritual guide, and another aspect is, I don't got time for that. You know what I mean? Just like getting too deep into people's personal lives, you're not even getting paid extra for that. It's like basically it's like you're volunteering to be like a free psychologist. You know, I don't have time for that. Not when there's so many people to train. So you got 20, say you got 20 people that are trained, you're going to volunteer to be, the psychologist for 20 people for free. I don't got time for that. And really, that's, it's not helping the business. If anything, it hurts the business. Because if you get too personal with these people and you criticize certain things about their personal lives, what ends up happening is that they never come back. They leave. And I can't afford to hurt the business in that manner, and it's really not serving to benefit this school. When people leave and people get upset, and this is not what this is not what they're here for. So once again, I have to adapt to the customer and basically have more of a business type of relationship. It's just what it is, I don't got time for all that for everybody. There might be a handful of people that I do have time to engage in those aspects with, but it's not going to be for the entire public or just anybody, because there's a lot of trust involved. Okay, so this guy's saying, you put emphasis on the spirit, but you don't share your situation for someone who wants to put the spiritual side, Eastern philosophy, in their martial arts journey. I think my old videos were all a lot of them were focused on the spirit, and I've made like thousands of videos in the past speaking about the spirit, and now I'm in a different mentality and focused more on the business, and it's just basically completing. It's like spending all that time in the East. Like, say I spent 2 years in the East, and then now I'm spending 2 years in the West. So I'm like balancing naturally. So before I was focused all on the spirit, mostly on the spirit, maybe 80% in the spirit before, 20% in business. Now it's like 80% business, 20% spirit. So I see it as more of a balance. That it's just, I'm just going natural with what I'm doing. And it's just, it is what it is. But even though I'm focusing mostly on the business right now, I noticed that the spiritual is coming around for some of these people. It's like they're starting to like question about it, and it seems like they have more interest in getting to know more about it from their own interests, not something that I need to push on them in any way or even encourage. It's just basically letting them like discover that beauty on their own, I guess, through time, if they stay long enough, or if they even, if they're around long enough. Alright, so now he's saying when I criticize certain people like Van Damme, Chuck Norris, Wesley Snipes, Steven Seagal, I say that they lack the spiritual, but I don't explain what the spiritual is in depth. People don't know what the spiritual they lack. Alright, so it doesn't have to be too complex. I can explain it right now. The spiritual is like understanding Buddha's teachings. And not just understanding it, but actually living it. And not just Buddha's teachings, but Lao Tzu's teachings, Tao Te Ching, understanding that and actually living it. Buddha's teachings, understanding it and just not just understanding it, but living it. It's about deeply understanding meditation and what it really is, and actually being in meditation. It's about understanding Zen, which is meditation. Understanding Zen, understanding Tao. It's about like understanding this ego, like truly understanding it, and basically being a master over this ego. You know, it's about like key concepts about like competitiveness, and being able to liberate yourself from this type of competitiveness. You know, and basically achieving like inner peace. It's about spreading a positive message to this world, promoting love, peace, compassion. It's about like disengaging from this rat race. You know, the spiritual is like understanding this cycle of this desire, and like pretty much taking yourself out of it. You know, and being in the moment, being in awareness, not being basically not being a slave to greed, lust, and just like all these worldly things, these worldly pleasures, not being a slave to it, like being a master over it. You know, and as I stated, you know, all these people that are mentioned, they all have their own name, and in a way, they're kind of stuck in between. The monk is like somebody who just basically just is just all the way on the other side, but all these people with these names, they're like stuck, like, and you when you're within this world, basically when you're in this world, you're gonna get a little dirty, and everybody that's mentioned is a little dirty. Some of them are very dirty, you know, but that dirtiness is like that ego, and that's basically what it is, you know. I mean, the world is corrupted, and when you live in this world, you're gonna have to adapt and find your way, live the way while within this world. And it's gonna be hard for other people to truly understand whether or not you actually know the way. Not just know it, but you actually live it. Because how are these people behind closed doors? Nobody truly knows. You know, and like only you know from within, like how you really feel. I mean, how do you feel within? Do you have a lot of jealousy that you're hiding? Are you very competitive? Are you like truly happy? Are you truly at peace? I mean, only you will know. So it's, you know, you can't, it's hard to assess other people's inner being. Only that individual will really know. And I just offer my opinion on certain people based on the limited information that I know. It's just my opinion, and that's all it is. said in your video about Malcolm X, you said that after Malcolm went to Mecca, it enlightened him and he started to have more of the spiritual wisdom until he was murdered by the Nation of Islam. And then he said also, people want to change, but they don't know where to start. Well, I offer many book recommendations, and people, generally, most people have access to the internet, and you can find a lot of stuff in the internet. You can find a lot of stuff in the libraries, but I would say studying the Eastern ways is a good place to start. No matter if it's martial arts or you just start reading books on the Eastern, like wisdom. You know, books on Zen, books on Buddha, books on Lao Tzu and Tao Te Ching, Bruce Lee books. You know, just studying the Eastern ways is where you should start. You know, that's what I say. So that is the conclusion of his message. I'm adapting to the society, and I have to. There are people out here that do appreciate some of the stuff that I do, as far as sharing the spirituality of the martial arts and sharing the ways of the East. But the audience that appreciates that aspect is not large enough to sustain the business. So for example, if you do a research on my videos and you find out which are the most popular videos, you're going to find videos like my stretching videos are the most popular. You know, like things like that. You know, they're not, the most popular videos are not my Philosia videos. The most popular videos are like my stretching videos or, you know, whatever. That's what the people are attracted to, you know, like violence. If I talk a lot of trash about something, then it generates a buzz and then people want to watch the video. And I have to basically adapt to what the people are looking for so then I can sustain the business. And I have to have both sides. I can't just be all one-sided, basically. I can't just be, I tried it. Believe me, I tried it. I tried to push the spirit. I tried to do it in a certain way. And through trial and error, I learned to adapt to change. To adapt to this business world that we live in. And this is just what it is. Every single person that attempts to do what I do will have to face up to this. And the fact of the matter is, I got over 8,000 videos out there. Hypothetically say I got 4,000 that are pushing the spirit, and then the other 4,000 are pushing something else. Well, then I got a balance. Now I'm trying to draw in people from both crowds. There's people that have been contacting me where they say, hey, you know, I've been watching your stretching videos, and then all of a sudden I found some of your Philosia videos, and it really enlightened me. You know, so it helped them. So it's like I have to adapt and adjust, and then it could draw people in, you know, from different audiences. But I'm clearly not going to be focusing on just the spirit and that's it, because then I'll go out of business. You know, it's not going to work out like that. But then obviously it's in my nature to not just do just all business and nothing else. It's not in my nature to do that. I mean, obviously there's gonna be times when I'm gonna get fed up with just business. No, I want to express something that has nothing to do with business. So I feel that this is just a part of growing and learning to understand the society and how to basically find success in this world. You know, I mean, you have to learn to adapt, and I hope to grow the business and make it become successful, so then there could be a great future. There needs to be a future for the martial arts. I can't let it die. I can't let what I'm doing die out. You know, we have to live on. And sometimes it's best to hide the spirit so then people can learn to appreciate it more. You give it out to people so freely and openly and easily, they don't appreciate it. So I'm learning that. I'm learning that, hey, you know, then you guys don't deserve it. I'll keep it within myself, and then it makes them want it even more. You know, so I feel that this is what has to be done. And I feel that, you know, when you just let it out all open so easily, people don't appreciate it. So I feel like, you know, let's keep it close within and just keep it strictly business, and then I'll let the people that deserve to grow with me or to learn more about this, that truly show that they deserve to, you know, these inner teachings, or that they're the right fit, or this is what they really want. You know what I mean? That's what I feel is the best way to approach it in this type of modern commercialized world. I didn't make the world this way, the world is this way, and I have to learn to adapt to it. That's essentially what's going on. You gotta adapt to this world. If you don't, then you're gonna die out. It's like going against the wave. I'd rather just go with the flow and just adapt with the way things are, and then basically still promote what I originally wished to promote, you know, but just in a more subtle way, you know, where people will get involved and basically learn to appreciate it through time. So nothing's forced, it's just something that grows through time. So it might take 3 years, it might take 5 years, it might take 10 years, but it will just grow on the people through time, rather than just like forcing it on people and being like, oh, this is how it has to be, blah, 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 blah. No. So let it happen through time, and we'll see what happens. You know, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, we'll see how people grow, and maybe they will learn to appreciate it the way that I want them to, and then I can start teaching like very directly and with more discipline, and really we could take the training to the next, like a much higher level, but it takes time.